Did you know you can use these plugins to make your bass sound fat, full, and big? Let's have a listen on how the final result sounds, and after that I'll go through the plugin chain I have on my bass channel. So the first plugin I have here is a great alternative for bass compression. Some of you might be familiar with this plugin, some of you not. This is the Bass Writer. I use it on my basses quite often. Why so? Well, basses are usually full with harmonics, distortion, and textures. If I would have added a compressor to the bass, which is probably an analog emulation, it can possibly add textures to the bass, which are unnecessary. Yes, sometimes you might need it, but not in this case. In this case, you can hear that there's a slight difference in volume between the bass notes. That's the dynamic range. We want to control it. Here's a raw example. I was looking for something that can control the dynamics without adding any color, and the Bass Writer does the job perfectly. So these are the settings I have here. I didn't do much. I've adjusted the range so that the writer doesn't go above this point right here. And I've also adjusted the target. In this plugin, the target is basically our threshold. So whenever there's something that's going above the target point, it's automatically tamed by the writer. This is what we're actually doing with the higher notes here. Whenever they're going above the target, the writer is taming them. Let's have an A/B comparison. After the Bass Writer, I've added an EQ. This one cleans out the mud. Let me just quickly solo what we're getting rid of, and we'll move to the next plugin immediately. What I have next is RBass. For this one, you might want to put your headphones on. In order to set this plugin right, you have to know in what key your song is in. In our case, the song is in E minor. What does it tell us? We can always correlate notes to frequencies. So in order to set the frequency, I just go to Pro Q, activate the piano roll, and look in what frequency note E is in. Yeah, approximately 41 Hertz. So this is the frequency I'll input to RBass. Now, be careful with the intensity. Yeah, I know, having a bassy mix makes it sound better, but don't go too much with it. Let's have a listen. The last plugin I have in my plugin chain is something that's actually not used quite often on the bass. It's the microshift. I just love adding it to my bass channels, especially something like 808, Reese bass, or more synthy stuff. At one point I just realized that it's giving me the big round bass sound I was always looking for. So here are the settings I've used. As you can see, I'm not going too hard with the mix knob here. The reason is I don't want the bass to dominate in the sides. Just blending it a tiny bit. Usually it's under 10%. Yes, the bass low frequencies will go to the sides after using microshift on them, but there's nothing scary about it since we're still achieving the sound we're looking for. I usually bring detune and delay to the minimum, leave the focus as it is, and change the style depending on what type of bass I'm working on. Let's have a listen. As an alternative, little microshift can be used as well. It basically has the settings I'm using on its big brother. Let me know in the comments below if you know any other unusual bass mixing techniques. Don't forget to like, share, and hit that subscribe button because it'll help this channel grow. I'll see you next time. And as always, have fun.